And welcome back to Block TV. Time for Blockheads, that time when we scour the web and actually give you all the news you need to know about the cryptosphere. Today, joining us with all that info today is our very own Alex Harper. Alex, what do we need to know?
Yael, thank you. It's good to see you. So let's jump right into the top headlines in the Twitter sphere.
Please do.
So first we have government death certificate says that Quadriga CX CEO died in India as this Quadriga CX debacle continues.
First of all, I mean, have we established that this is a scam? We don't know yet, right?
We still don't know if it's a scam. All the signs are pointing to perhaps it is a scam. It's a little odd that only one person had the key to over $190 million worth of cryptocurrency, but I think we have to wait and see what kind of news comes out of this.
Okay, and the latest news on this is what? It's just everybody's still dealing with it, right?
Everyone's still dealing with it. The Canadians have reported that he did have a funeral. Now we've discovered there is a death certificate coming out of India, out of a particular hospital. So looks very hard like Quadriga CX is trying to prove the truth. But again, people are quite skeptical across the internet.
No, and same here, I must say. Okay, next up, Forbes.
Okay, so Forbes, the future of blockchain and fintech's top 50 for 2019. Very interesting article because everyone's been talking about what kind of companies are going to come up in the crypto sphere within blockchain, who's going to survive, and who's getting real institutional money to push their ideas off the ground. Now, Forbes came up with a list of 50 that they think these are the companies that are going to succeed.
Oh, give us a little taste of it. Who do they think will succeed?
So I'll tell you, from our hometown of New York City, Axoni. This is the one that I think I'm most excited about, and Forbes put them at number 1. Why? They're trying to reinvent how we record the $10 trillion credit derivative market. They want to throw all contracts from credit derivatives, options, credit default swaps, anything of the sort, and throw it on the blockchain. And then in this sense, nothing can be disproven and everything can be proven.
And also a question to you, I'm pondering this with you out loud, when Forbes, puts their, so to speak, their power behind or names these companies, I mean, that is actually quite a stamp of approval, right?
Yeah, I would agree. Forbes is pretty ubiquitous and widespreadly read within the industry. So if they're going to say something, these are definitely companies you want to take a look at.
Exactly. Okay, next up, Formula One.
Okay. Formula One, Red Bull is announcing that the world's first Formula One cryptocurrency sponsorship deal has gone through. So what I like about this is when I look at Formula One or I look at NASCAR in the States, I think Walmart, I think Home Depot, I think these massive Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah.
And if a cryptocurrency firm is getting put onto a Formula One, which is even bigger than NASCAR in the States, they're probably doing something right.
Okay, so that's another one to look at, one would argue, right?
I would say definitely. And of course, as we've seen in this winter bear market within the cryptocurrency space, everyone is talking about mass adoption. And probably the best way to do that is to advertise on one of the most famous and well-watched sports across the world, Formula One.
Amen to that. Next up, though, Venezuela. Okay, I mean, so many questions on that, but give us the headline first.
Okay, so the headline on Venezuela, and yes, you are right, there are so many questions coming out of that South American country, but Venezuela announces crypto regulations as Bitcoin volume soars and economic crisis intensifies.
So why announce the regulations now? I'm really wondering with you.
I'll tell you with Venezuela, they've issued a cryptocurrency coin because their national fiat currency has collapsed.
Right.
Usually what happens when socialism takes over and the government ignores its peoples. But that being said, I think what they're trying to do is to, again, produce mass adoption, bring cryptocurrency into a more legitimate space in order to replace the fiat currency that they currently have, which is worth absolutely nothing.
Now, for Bitcoin's enthusiasts, is this a sign of failure or is this a sign of success?
I don't know if I would take this as a positive or a negative because this is an autocratic regime that is attempting to get into a space that is, again, not so formally and publicly accepted. So is this a positive? Is this a negative? I don't really know, but I'd say this is just another step on this cryptocurrency journey we're all on.
And it's a very PC answer. Okay, next up.
Next up, so we have the top cryptocurrency events you need to look out for in February coming out of CoinDo. And of course, the way that cryptocurrency enthusiasts and companies have been meeting each other have been at events around the world. So these are the top events that CoinDo has put together in case you want to travel and see what's going on in the space.
And once again, give me a taste. Which are those events?
We have events in LA, we have events in Miami, we have events in Toronto. What's interesting to me about this is that it does not matter the price of Bitcoin, XRP, or any of the top tokens. Events keep popping up. Interest is still there. Companies are still coming out with new products. Blockchain is still being expanded. Cryptocurrency and blockchain, this has staying power.
No, they're not going anywhere, and they're still partying up. And finally, lastly, which one do we have?
So last article we have coming up today, blockchain startup to verify degrees, skills, and job roles to tackle dishonesty on resumes. Yes.
Okay. And by the way, that would be so many things to say about that, but how are they proposing to do that?
Again, we're using DLT, digital ledger technology. What does this company want to do? They want to take your CV, your resume, everything from your job history to your academic institutional record, and they want to verify it with the places you've worked or the places you've studied. And in that sense, everyone has to be honest. I cannot lie on my CV, nor does the company have to try to figure out if I'm lying or if I'm the person that I'm representing myself to be.
Which, I mean, and let's face it, Alex, nobody really lies. One embellishes their CV, don't they? I mean, we can use that term.
I would say so. I would agree with that. And the article jumps into that. Embellishment is the term that they use over lying. It might be a bit hyperbolic. So when we talk about embellishments, the companies want to know that what you're saying is actually true, of course. And the idea that's coming out of this particular blockchain firm is that if they do this, they can increase the efficiency of the market, and they go into a lot of capitalistic ideas, things of the sort. But what they're talking about makes a lot of sense.
Alex Harper, such a pleasure to have you with us. As we said, those are the headlines for today when it comes to blockheads. And of course, for us, that was it. Don't forget to check us out online. BLOCKTV, Facebook, Twitter, Telegram. Leave us messages. We read them. We even sometimes read them online. On the air. And of course, we'll be right back.